Good morning, Burnshill Primary School, and here we are on our first day, week 1, and this is our Monday morning assembly. I hope you're all doing well and I hope you've had a good weekend. And as I said to you last week, even though we're far apart, we are all still one big BPS family. So here is the first week's assembly. Today's reminder is that as the week goes on, we'll be thinking about our 5 ways to well-being. So my reminder today is that every day is a learning day. So remember your 5 ways for well-being. Number 1 today is a learning day, and we expect you to be learning every day this week. Each day this week there will be a reminder about which way to well-being we're thinking of. So tomorrow watch out for a post for the next way to well-being, and every day you'll have another one to think about. Moving on, I'm not going to say good morning and the weather in French because Mrs. Clooney always does that and she does that so well, and as you know, French is not my thing. So maybe for today you could have a look outside, look out the window, see what the weather's doing and see if you can tell your parents what the weather is today in French. You might also try saying the date in French. Moving on, you know that we like a 365 day of wonder quote, and today's one says, "You don't live in a world all alone. Your family are here too." You don't live in a world all alone. Your family are here too. I wonder what that means. I think you'll know that last week we spoke about that even though in Burnshill Primary School we're not all related, we still think of ourselves as part of a family. And even though it sometimes feels that we're on our own, if we're not together with our friends, you've always got to remember that we're, as the song says, we're riding shotgun and we're with each other, like we spoke about on the last day last week on Friday. So that's right. No one is ever truly alone when other people are there looking out for them and thinking of them in their hearts. Okay, so on this day in history, let's have a little think about what happened on this day in history. Now, Roger Bannister was born on this day in history in 1929. Chris Hoy was born on this day in history in 1976. And Mo Farah was born on this day in 1983. Now I wonder if you can find out what Roger Bannister, Chris Hoy and Mo Farah all have in common and work out how old they would all be today. Also, it's the Hungarian and Polish Friendship Day today, so that's quite interesting. You might want to find out more about that. And if you're interested in space, in 1965 on this day in history, NASA launched the Gemini 3, which was the first 2-man space flight. So again, that's something else to maybe think about. For Talent Spot, we think that maybe you could find one of your talents and perhaps show someone at home. Maybe you could sing, maybe you can do a dance, maybe you know a poem, or maybe you want to show them your football skills or your karate skills, or maybe a skill like tying your shoelaces if that's something you've learned. So for Talent Spot today, find someone you live with and show them one of your talents. Next, no assembly would be right without what's in the box. So let's see what's in the box today. We had lots of letters last week and we can't have time to do them all today, but we'll do some. So the first one, this is from Charlie and Ollie and Ali and Callum and Michael and Jake and Lewis. To Miss Anderson, can we please have a football club for primary 5 and primary 6. Well, when we come back to school, I'll be speaking to Mr. Hubbard about that and see if we can get that going. That's a great letter. Thank you. We'll keep that one safe. I've got one that says please open. So we will. This is from Leah and Bella. It says, dear Miss Anderson, we want to fix the water fountain in the assembly hall because it's broken, and when you turn it on it goes all over the floor. Well, that's not good. So I'll be speaking to Mr. Hunter and see if we can get that fixed before we're all back to normal. And the last one for today, because we've only got time for 3, beautifully written. Look at that. Beautiful. And this one says, you can read it out in front of the assembly and we're sorry it's upside down. That's okay. It says, oh, here we go. Dear Miss Anderson, this isn't just for you, but this is for everybody who has TikTok. You're allowed it at any age, but you need to be 13 to have an account. It's also not right to lie about your age because your parents can get in trouble. And this is from Mystery Primary 6 pupils. And they're absolutely right. You should not be on TikTok until you're over 13. And I didn't know you're allowed on it before that and be 13 to have an account. So you really need to check that with your parents. But this is from Mystery Primary 6 pupils. And another note that's in here says we have a question. Why does the fire alarm go off when the normal bell does? We are just curious. Well, that's because they're all part of the same machine and the way the school is all wired up. So it just sounds a bit like the fire bell and it has to come through on the same system. And it's just the way the school is built. But that's a really good question and it's always good to be curious. And they've also put on the bottom, P.S. We love the school. And so do I, and you know that. So thank you very much for a very good assembly. Remember your talent spot, and also you can maybe be thinking about all of your achievements. We had a super day on Friday last week, so hang on to that and we'll see you soon. Take care.